I was a young kid with ASD, autism spectrum disorders, and my older brother always played this game called Among Us. It was made by these people at Inner Sloth, the people who made it at Henry Stickmin. One day I went on my computer to search for Among Us and I found the problem that it costs. Hey bro, my brother said, so you want to play Among Us? He asked. Yes, I said. So do you want me to pay it? He asked. Is that okay? I asked. Sure, he said, and he paid for it. Okay, let's play, he said. So I then got on, but then we needed to go on Discord. He said, why do we need Discord when we live at the same house? I asked. Because me and my friends want to play some, so you're gonna join us, he said. We had 6 friends that would made 8 of us. Okay, fine. I put on my headset and then joined on his Discord server, and the names were George, Adrian, Dave, Peter, Michael, and Ari, and my brother Lee, my name is Miles. So who is this? George asked. That's my little brother Miles, my brother said. Hello, I said. Aw, your brother sounds so cute, Ari said. Just to let you guys know, Ari is a girl for those who are questioning about it. Okay, let's start off the game, and I felt strange and I passed out. Hey bro, wake up, my brother said as I woke up in this type of spaceship. I looked at my brother who played Among Us with these people. I looked at myself and I was red with a spacesuit on. Ah! I screamed. Be quiet, my brother said. I know that we had the same reaction. My brother said, so how do we get out? I said, I think we have to beat the game, Peter said. Then when do we start? I asked. Now I pressed the button and I got to Survivor and started at the cafeteria. I decided to do the wires. At first, something happens if you can't get out. All of a sudden, the report started. Michael's stated startled when Michael is dead. For we all asked the electrical. Adrian, said my brother, as he was electrical, along with the most places of murders would happen. So, do we vote? My brother asked. We should skip, I said. Yeah, sure. My brother and his friends were. So I went back to doing my wires and my usual stuff until I saw my brother murdered during Ari, and I'd hid myself not to be seen until I reported it was Lee. I then said it wasn't me, it was Miles. I saw him next to his body. I was shocked when they all voted for me, and I flew out of the spaceship. After the imposture, we won't get sucked out of the game. I went to my brother's room to give a piece of my mind, but when I got there, I didn't see him. I got on his computer and saw that his computer, if you're the imposture, you can't get out in that type of chat. No, I thought. And that, my little pretties, was Among Us Story, a Among Us creepypasta written by Logan Collette. Logan Collette, I want to thank you so much for writing this story. Thank you for sending this to me. This was a great pleasure for me to sit there and narrate a story. Thank you so much for narrating it. It was a good story. I do appreciate that. So, my final thoughts on this story. Well, I'm going to be completely honest that I am going to sit there and explain, well, basically about the whole pasta itself. Now, I do have some good things to say about it, but I also have some not great things to say about it. I'm not trying to sound insulting or rude. I'm only doing this review because I want to help people get better with their writing. So, with that being said, I am going to sit there right now and I'm going to say this. I am going to sit there and basically, well, explain the good sides. Although I could definitely say that I really understand that, this story was actually a good Among Us creepypasta. Was trying to look for a good Among Us creepypasta. I think there might be other ones, but I'm not too sure. But I could definitely say that I really like this story. I really do like how all this went out. It was a pretty believable story. Definitely going to be honest. I actually found this story to be rather believable, really well made in detail. It's actually a decent, well made one. Now, of course, it said it was inspired by You Flash YT, which is pretty interesting to be completely honest. It's pretty interesting that the story was inspired by something else. Now, for those who are asking me if I played Among Us, I have not played Among Us, so yeah. I might consider checking it out, but I'm not too sure. But here's something I can definitely say. The grammar was decently done, but it needs to be polished up. Like, I've seen, bits of here that say, I've seen, some parts of it that had, grammatical errors, and there was like a few punctuation errors in the story. Like, looking at it, I'm just gonna say this right now, is that there are places that should have been periods in this story. There's places that should have been commas. There should have been, certain places where all those should be, but it's completely all over the place or something, as the story was a little difficult to read at that point. I'm just going to say the story was a bit difficult for me to read, but other than that, because of the lack of proper punctuation marks, the best thing I could definitely say, Logan, Collette, if you want to do better, is take the story, put it through Google Docs, because Google Docs can easily help you fix, the grammatical errors and punctuation errors. And you know what? You did a pretty good job, but although I could definitely say it just needs improvement, like with the grammatical errors, punctuation errors, and all that. That's the main thing I can definitely say was the issue. Another thing, too, is I did spot a couple lowercase i's. Now, I'm not going to fume over that because, well, you all know how a lot of people feel about lowercase i's. Hell, take a look at Shadow Reader when he got angry at lowercase i's. I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but what I suggest is to capitalize the I, because you always have to capitalize the I. Some of the i's are capitalized, but some of them are lowercased. And, what this story could really do is just need to polish up. That's just something I could definitely say, is that the story needs to be properly polished up. That way, if the story is properly polished up, the story would be a lot more easier to read than sit there and, looking through it and, I'm not saying I don't like it. I like it because it's an Among Us creepypasta, but it just needs to be polished up, mainly with the grammatical errors and punctuation errors. That's the only things I could definitely say that really needs to be fixed, is the punctuation errors. Like, there's places that should have been commas, and there's places that should have been periods too. I'm just saying that just for the future reference, if you're gonna write another story. Best thing to do is put it through Google Docs, because Google Docs can easily help you detect the mistakes and stuff and fix them up. So that's definitely, it's just something I'm just rather point out, because it's better late than never. So yeah. With that being said, I really do think this story was good, but it needs to be polished up mainly on the punctuation errors, the grammatical errors, the lowercase i's. I had to keep filming myself from fuming over that, because you all know how I feel about lowercase i's, but usually I just say, some people have bad upset stories, and if this is the author's first story, I'm sort of willing to excuse it, but they just need to polish the story up to make it a little bit more easier to read, better in quality, just for the future. So, with that being said, yeah, this story was not bad. It was not bad, but not perfect. It was pretty good. I could definitely say that. So, with that being said, this is on Reddit for those who are wondering during where I got this story from. So, with that being said, I'm gonna say this right now, and like I always continue to say, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story would have to be a 5.5 out of 10. Why I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10? Well, I know it might be a little bit high for, a story, with some of the errors and some of the stuff that I mentioned. I'm giving this a 5.5 out of 10 is because, one, the grammar was decent, but it needs to be polished up. Same thing with the sentence structuring. Like, I forgot to point this out, but there were a couple run-on sentences in the story, so I struggled a little bit and stuttered because of that. There were a couple lowercase i's that need to be uppercased. The punctuation errors need to be polished up too. And if you could just put it through Google Docs, then that way the story would be a lot better. Just saying that for future reference if you're going to make another story. I'm not mad. I'm just pointing out the mistakes, Logan. So, with that being said, what did you guys think? But overall, this story was actually a decent, well-made Among Us creepypasta. So, anyways, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done in person to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so that you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out here. And I will be catching you all in the next video. So I will be seeing you all next time. So peace out, everyone. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.